Hi there and welcome to Studio 428. This is our first edition of the 2009 NFL Mock Draft. To my right, we have Josh Knoll, and I'm Chad Nelson, and we're going to run through the first 16 picks in this segment right here. And we'll start with the Detroit Lions, who have the first pick, and we see them taking Andre Smith, the left tackle from Alabama. And I think Smith's going to be the cornerstone of the Lions' offensive line for the next 10 years. They need to rebuild, obviously. I think the best place to start is at the left tackle position. I think that's where they're going to go with the first overall selection.
Best part for Lions fans is it's not a wide receiver.
Very good point. With the second pick, we have the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, the Chiefs, pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Okay, you have 11 sacks through 14 for week 14. You have 11 sacks on the team. You need a pass rusher. That's where you get Brian or Orapko, the defensive end from Texas. It's a difficult name. This pure pass rusher, and he's warranted to pick the second pick. Well, help with that defense. And third pick, you have the St. Louis Rams.
So we have taken Oher, another left tackle, this one from Ole Miss, and we see him as the replacement to Orlando Pace, who's old and injured all the time, and they're really need to get the offensive line solidified because the quarterback is spending more time on his back than he is on his feet. And you just can't have that if you want to win in the NFL. And with the fourth pick, we have the Cincinnati Bengals.
Surprise, surprise, left tackle again. This time it's Eugene Monroe from Virginia. You have to start by protecting a healthy Carson Palmer and make sure he stays healthy. And running back could be an option here, but no one's really going to run behind that Cincinnati line. You really need to rebuild. You rebuild from the trenches. Left tackle is the most important part on that offensive line. Here's your pick. After that, you have the Seattle Seahawks.
There we go. And we have him selected Matthew Stafford, the quarterback from Georgia. Shows prototypical NFL size, prototypical NFL arm strength, and he played in a pro-style offense in college, which you don't see very many pro prospects doing that at the quarterback position. And he fits in well with the Seahawks because Hasselbeck's, he's getting up there in age, pops, and maybe he may be a salary cap casualty, and plus he's got that back issue, which is haunting him this season. So a little injury prone there too. So I think Stafford's going to be the pick for him at number 5. And number 6, we have the Oakland Al Davis Raiders.
You know what Al Davis loves? He loves freakish athletes, and he loves defensive backs. A boy named Taylor Mays, a safety from USC.
A man named Taylor.
A man, yeah, he is a man. I mean, he picked Huff 3 years ago. Huff hasn't been cutting it. He's recently been benched. This is where Taylor Mays comes and shore up that pass defense, and just an absolute athletic freak that Al Davis will not be able to resist taking at this point. After Oakland, you have the Cleveland Browns selecting.
All right, we got the Browns taking Malcolm Jenkins, the talented cornerback from Ohio State. Brings great speed, great athleticism, and great playmaking ability to the Browns. They're going to have a new coaching staff, pretty sure.
Yeah.
And
fans hope so at least.
Yeah. And obviously he's going to help out that D. They spent a lot of money this prior offseason in upgrading the defensive line, but I think they're going to look at the secondary here with Malcolm Jenkins, try and just improve the team as a whole after this disappointing season for him. With the 8th pick, we have the San Francisco 49ers.
San Francisco 49ers are going to take another quarterback in the first round to replace the one that we won't even mention his name for the 49ers fans out there. We have Sam Bradford from Oklahoma. Very talented quarterback. He's good value here, good fit, good pick. Sean Hill has been playing decent, but Bradford can be your future accurate passer, and this is what the San Francisco Niners need to rebuild their team. After the Niners, we have the free-falling Green Bay Packers.
All right, and we got the Packers taking Michael Johnson, the defensive end from Georgia Tech. Obviously, defense is looking like their area of need. Defense really underperformed this season, and I think that's most of the reason why they're at where they are as far as the standings. And they had to cut Biamila earlier in the season, so they really need to get that pass rush going. And I think Johnson's going to be the man to do it for him. With the 10th pick, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville Jaguars, their offensive line is in shambles. And they love the smash mouth running game in football. You have to start with another left tackle that's been shooting up the draft boards come draft day. Jason Smith from Baylor. Very athletic, very tough-nosed tackle that will help rebuild the Jaguars' identity as the running team. After that, we have the Buffalo Bills.
With the Bills, when you look at them, they've actually been a team of two halves this season. First half, they looked like a solid playoff team, easily going to make the playoffs. Second half, they completely fell apart. And I think with their first pick, they're going to select Aaron Curry, the talented linebacker from Wake Forest. I think defense is definitely an area where they can improve. They look to improve both the skill and athleticism at the linebacker position for them with this pick. I think that's what they're going to do.
Yep. Without a doubt.
12th pick, we got the Chargers.
Chargers, you really can't explain the season more. It's more injuries. They don't really have a lot of needs on defense. And right now, they're going to try to rebuild that very stout run defense they've been known for. And this is where you take Terrance Cody, the defensive tackle from Oklahoma. Big body, big run stopper, will help give that defense a charge at loss this year with the loss of Merriman, and rebuild that franchise's defense, that run defense, and really help them out for next year, and they'll be a playoff contention team next year again. After San Diego, we have the Washington Redskins.
The Redskins, like the Bills, also kind of been a team of two halves. And it's looking like some talk, maybe Zorn may not be the head coach next season. We'll see what happens with that in the near future. But we haven't taken Maualuga, the linebacker from USC, produced at his big-time college program, and he makes big-time plays for that. I think he steps right in, transitions well to the NFL.
Great value pick.
And I think the linebacker for the Redskins, their linebackers are kind of aging a little bit. So I think he'll be able to find some playing time, too. And with the 14th pick, we have the New Orleans Saints.
Everyone knows the Saints are one of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous team offensively. What they're looking for is defense. And now when defense, when you have Jason Toast David on one side, and then your other corner, Mike McKenzie, who is solid, he has coming off 2 major knee surgeries now. You're going to be looking at Vontae Davis, who's been free-falling down this draft due to a lackluster performance this year, but this is where he finds his home with New Orleans, and he's great size, great speed, a true ball hawk. He can team up with Tracy Porter, who was selected last year in the 2nd round, to create a great cornerback duo for years to come. After New Orleans, you have the Houston Texans.
All right, we got the Texans taking Tyson Jackson, defensive end from LSU. And with the Texans, I think this pick helps solidify their defensive line. I mean, they've started playing well ever since they're out of the playoff race. So I think they're going to look defensive line here. Tyson Jackson help that defense out for them.
Make that defensive line very, very dangerous in the future.
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, you get starts in the trenches in the NFL, whether it's offensive line or defensive line. You got to get the trenches solidified. And with the 16th pick, Denver Broncos.
Yeah, the Denver Broncos, who have an atrocious run defense, absolutely atrocious. And to solidify that, you take Brandon Spikes, linebacker from Florida. Great athlete, very good coverage skills, hard-hitting, great tackler. Safety is also a need here, but there is no safeties that really warrant the pick right now for the Broncos. So Brandon Spikes, great value pick, perfect fit for the Broncos right here. And that is the first 16 picks of the 2009 NFL mock draft. Lead long on to see the conclusion.
Fair enough.